1 star versus 5 stars FIFA World Cup. Italy has won the World Cup 4 times. First in 1934, the second one in 1938, the third one in 1982, and latest in 2006. And today, Juninho will try to win the 5th. Juninho is currently the second highest-rated player in the world behind Michelangelo, who has a rating of 94 and is Juninho's closest rival. But with Italy in Group B and France in Group D, they are in completely different groups. Juninho's first challenge is the group's underdog USA. But with a front three of Moise Kean, Federico Chiesa, and Juninho, the Italians should have no problem beating the Americans. It was also the Italians who got off to the best start. After a great run from Fabio Moretti, he played a perfect ball into the path of Juninho. Juninho broke free from the U.S. defense and finessed it into the far corner. The opening goal made Italy a little too defensive, but the USA were never really dangerous. Apart from the goal, Moise Kean had the biggest chance. However, his great Ronaldo chop was ruined by a shitty finish. In the second half, it was substitute Simone Pafundi who stole the show. With great dribbling, passing, and shooting, he created many chances for Italy. Unfortunately, he lacked the final touch, and the game ended 1-0 to Italy. The next game was against Mexico. After a 3-0 loss to Belgium in their opening match, the Mexicans had everything to play for. However, it was still the Italians who got off to the best start. Already after 5 minutes, Moretti played a great pass to Fratesi, which he first-time volleyed and made it 1-0 to Italy. A few minutes later, Juninho found himself in a 3-on-1 situation, but Juninho didn't care. He fired a rocket and made it 2-0. And that's how the game ended. 2-0 to Italy over Mexico, and so we have a group final between Italy and Belgium. Belgium starts best with several early chances, pushing Italy back into their own half. Jeremy Doku is looking dangerous, running straight through the Italian defense. Goal! Jeremy Doku finds the back of the net. Belgium takes the lead. 1-0. This is not good. But Italy is quick to respond, regrouping and pushing forward. And there it is, Juninho with a fantastic equalizer. Italy is back in the game. 1-1. What a response from Italy. The match continues with end-to-end action, both teams giving it their all. As we enter stoppage time, the tension is palpable. Both teams are desperate for that winning goal. Ravella shoots, and he scores! Unbelievable! In the 95th minute, Ravella secures the win for Italy. It's 2-1. What a dramatic finish. Italy claims the top spot in the group with this incredible last-minute goal. Heartbreak for Belgium, who fought valiantly, but just couldn't hold on. What a match. With the first hurdle of the group stage behind them, it was time to move on to the round of 16, where Portugal awaited. The match starts horribly for Italy. Already after 3 minutes, Rafael Leao scores a penalty, and the hosts from Portugal get a huge confidence boost. Only 4 minutes later, Leao gets another one. But luckily for Italy, Donnarumma saves and keeps Italy in the game. Towards the end of the game, when things were looking bleak for Italy, they set up an attack that even prime Barca would be proud of. After great tiki-taka, Juninho plays a great pass to Chiesa. Now he just needs to finish it. Goal! They have done it! 1-1. The game is still alive. A few minutes later, Juninho made Ruben Dias look really stupid. After making Ruben Dias crawl on all four like a dog, he scored to make it 2-1 and knocked out one of the hosts in a dramatic round of 16. After knocking out one host, it was time for another one. Because Spain was waiting in the quarterfinal, the Wanda Metropolitano was ready to host this rivalry. Both Spanish and Italian fans were nervous before the game, but the atmosphere was still festive. The first 70 minutes of the game were disappointing, but Juninho scored a penalty in the 71st minute to hopefully breathe some life into the game. Juninho's penalty changed absolutely nothing. Spain were still terrible. They made mistakes after mistakes, they were late in their tackles, and all in all, you couldn't tell they were playing at home. In the 82nd minute, Chiesa was almost allowed to walk through the Spanish defense before kicking the ball into the back of the net to seal the quarterfinal. After the game, you could clearly see how sad and dejected the Spanish players were, but that's what you get when you don't play with energy. Afternoon in Rio, early morning in Tokyo, midday in LA, tomorrow morning by the Tasman Sea, 9 o'clock in Paris and Rome. Mbappé against Juninho, France against Italy. It was finally time for one of the greatest semi-finals in World Cup history. The two best footballers in the world right now will stand face-to-face in a World Cup semi-final at one of the most iconic stadiums in the world, Santiago Bernabeu. The game was very intense from the start. They played with a lot of physicality and made a lot of crazy tackles. The crazy tackles and the physicality were also something that got the two rivals, Juninho and Mbappé, at each other's throats. The first chance of the match came from an Italian corner. It was Chiesa who made a nice little feint before being stopped by a fantastic Chevalier save. The opening stages of the match were dominated by the Italians. After a fabulous pass from Moise Kean, Juninho had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But Juninho fucked up and the score remains 0-0. It's probably safe to say without offending anyone that Chevalier was the only reason France wasn't behind. It wasn't until the 34th minute that France started to bite back. France's first chance was a semi-optimistic shot from the Ninja Turtle himself. Only 6 minutes later in the 40th minute did what shouldn't have happened happen. A poor finish from Zaire Emery was clear, but then what shouldn't happen happened. William Saliba scored a fucking worldie, a fucking screamer, a goal taken directly from a Chris MD video. A few minutes later, Udogie hit a cross to Juninho, who tried to top Saliba's screamer, but it didn't go as planned, because Chevalier wasn't too keen on the idea.
What the fuck what do you mean? How? How have you... Ah, man. You're just ruining it. Look at my lips, you're ruining it.
In the second half, it went back and forth a bit with just a few good shots on goal. After a bit of cooking on the side, Juninho got a nice shot towards goal, but was again denied by the French keeper. In the closing stages of the match, Scalvini makes a stupid penalty on Kolo Muani. However, he gets off with a reprimand and no card from the referee. Mbappé steps up to take it. And he scores.
The end. The end. Make sense of that. Where on earth are we now? A night of dismay, a night of hope lost and restored, a night of such raw emotion. And at the end of it all, curiously, we are where we started.
This triumph not only secured the trophy for France, but also virtually guaranteed that Mbappé will win the Ballon d'Or, eclipsing the hopes of other contenders like Juninho. For Italy, it was a bitter pill to swallow, watching from the sidelines as the player who ended their run was celebrated as the best in the tournament. In the end, it was a story of one man's rise at the cost of a nation's fall. Mbappé's brilliance illuminated the world stage, but for Italy, it cast a long, dark shadow over what could have been. Thanks for watching. If you felt the heartbreak of Italy's defeat at the hands of Mbappé and France, don't lose hope. Like and subscribe to the channel for more content. And if this video gets 500 likes, Juninho will come back stronger than ever.